right now on Justice.
Companies are not going to leave the United States anymore without consequences. Not going to happen.
The inauguration may be nearly 2 months away, but we're already starting to win again. Tonight in my opening statement, I'll tell you why it's a new day in America. Plus,
as people get to know each other, sometimes you realize, you know, maybe I was wrong about this.
Incoming White House Chief of Staff Jeanine Pirro is here with the inside scoop on President-elect Donald Trump, Mitt Romney, and all those Secretary of State rumors.
We've got a president-elect who understands that and is willing to say, I'm going to appoint the best possible people. I'm not going to live in the past, but I'm going to live in the future.
And I celebrate the future, street justice style, as I visit the world's most famous Christmas tree in Rockefeller Center.
Barack Obama's term is over.
Over!
The people have spoken.
Listen up. Justice starts now. Breaking tonight, the death toll after a fire during a dance party in Oakland, California has reached 9 and could still climb. Hello and welcome to Justice. I'm Judge Jeanine Pirro. Thanks for being with us. That fire started during a party inside a converted warehouse late last night. Crews are still searching and warn the death toll could rise as high as 40. Just last month, the city of Oakland opened an investigation into this same building after a series of complaints about people living illegally inside. Officials set to hold a media update during the hour, and we will monitor it and bring you any updates. And on the political front, here tonight, incoming White House Chief of Staff Jeanine Pirro on President-elect Trump's busy transition. But first, my opening statement. It's a miracle. We finally have an incoming president who actually understands how to conduct business for the American people. Business rather than politics. Although he's just proven himself to be pretty good at politics, too. President-elect Donald Trump already making deals, just as he promised. The strategist and CEO that our country needs. Certainly not a politician constantly worried about universal approval. Great leaders, whether they're heads of countries or companies, deliver. They understand making decisions are not about winning the popular vote. They know instinctively what's needed to get it done, not stopping to test fingers to the wind. And so on Thursday, President-elect Trump, in a carrier plant in Indianapolis, announced a deal to keep more than 1,000 jobs in the United States that were scheduled to be outsourced to Mexico. Amazing. A president who actually fulfills a promise before he even moves into the Oval Office. Remind you of another great leader? Ronald Reagan and those 52 American hostages held in Iran for 444 days that Jimmy Carter couldn't get released for the life of himself before he left the White House? And curious that in June, when President Obama was asked by a member of the very steelworkers union employed by Carrier if anything could be done to stem the tide of jobs leaving the United States, referencing that candidate Trump had just said he could do it, Mr. Hope and Change himself answers, not a chance, pontificating to this steelworker that American workers need to just learn better skills to adapt to new technology like clean energy. By the way, wasn't it Obama's Department of Energy that sold us Solyndra? Remember that clean energy company destined for failure that lost $500 million taxpayer dollars? Sure, learn that technology and you'd be out of a job there for good. And then Obama takes his shot. Listen.
Those jobs of the past are just not going to come back. And when somebody says, like the person you just mentioned, who I'm not going to advertise for, that he's going to bring all these jobs back. Well, how exactly are you going to do that? What are you going to do? There's no answer to it. He just says, well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal. Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have?
What magic wand? The magic wand, Mr. President, that Donald Trump has, that you certainly don't, is a business acumen, a focus, and a passion for the American worker who desperately wants nothing more than a job and the ability to feed the family. And to those naysayers, including Sarah Palin, who criticize him, let me ask you a question. If we can keep companies from exporting American jobs to foreign countries by offering incentives, why wouldn't we do that? We do all kinds of generous things for illegals, refugees. We educate them, medicate them, house them, give them food stamps. We even give them Obamacare, although the president said it wouldn't cover them. So much for transparency. We bring them in by the thousands. Now, all that costs us taxpayer dollars, not to mention the security danger. Where's our incentive? Shouldn't American workers be allowed to keep their jobs, pay their mortgages and their rent, put gas in their cars, heat in their homes, buy food, help their elderly parents, not to mention putting a gift or two under a tree, assuming they can even afford to buy one, all of which keeps our economy going? At least American workers pay taxes, more than just sales tax that fund our government to then pay for the illegals and the refugees. So if we give that tax cut, at least we get some tax money back. Not to mention that these American families won't then have to go on unemployment and welfare. No fancy slogans here, folks. No one-liners. But you're watching history. You're watching another Ronald Reagan. You're watching in real time a president-elect who is not all talk, a leader who is going to show us real hope and change. It's time for America to believe. It's not only Christmas, everyone. It's morning in America.